All right, so let's have a look at the concept of quadratics. Okay. So we want to do some quadratic factorization, and we also want to do quadratic expanding of brackets as well. Okay, let's have a look at an example. Now, when it comes to quadratic factorization expanding, let's start from the expanding part. I'm going to write down a few quadratics, but in particular, a quadratic is when you have a function or an expression where the variable is to the power of 2, like x squared minus 1, or x squared plus x minus 2, or just x squared. And in each case, you could make it equal to y. So you could say y equals that, and y equals that. Okay, getting it in the form of some kind of graph that you can put in a Cartesian plane. So that's a quadratic. Quadratic means power 2. If you see power of 3, that means cubic. And if you see power of 1, that means linear. Okay. So in each case that's what it is, right? Now, quadratic factorization expanding power of 2. All right. We are going to start with expanding. And we're going to try and get to this expressions that have a power of 2. So let's look at a quick example of expanding a bracket which ends up as a quadratic. Suppose I've got x inside a bracket minus 3 and x on the outside. And I'm asked to expand the bracket. If I expand this bracket, x times x becomes x squared, and x times minus 3 becomes minus 3x, and I'm done. If I go back, and let's suppose I'm asked to factorize x squared minus 3x, factorize x obviously, then I have to find out what number can divide into both. X, write it outside the bracket, then cancel it out. Whatever's left, write inside the bracket. And you can see the process of expanding is the opposite of the process of factorizing, right? So they're working in opposite directions. Okay, let's look at another example like that. Let's suppose I've got x multiplied by 2x plus 7. And here we asked to expand. Then we're going to take that same answer and we are going to factorize. You can see it simultaneously at the same time, right? X multiplied by 2x. So we take whatever's outside the bracket and then multiply it by whatever's inside the bracket. In this case, x times x is x squared, and we just leave the 2 there. X times 7, 7x. It's going to be plus 7x. And I'm done. Right? Now I'm going to factorize that solution so I can go back to my answer. When I factorize, remember, I've got to find factors that can divide into 2x squared and 7x at the same time. So I can divide this by x and divide this by x. I'll end up with 2x plus 7. And whatever you've divided by, put it outside of the bracket. And check your answer. If you multiply it back in, do you go back to the question? Yes, you will, because that's the question we started from. I want you to do exactly the same process now, okay? Suppose you've got x and 3x minus 4. Expand and then factorize the answer. Okay? So start from here, get your answer, write it at the top, and then work your way down again, getting the exact same question you started with for expanding. Okay. All right, let's go through it down. So x goes into 3x, we multiplied, so we get 3x to the power of 2. X multiplies by negative 4, getting me negative 4x. Then we rewrite that over here and factorize it by dividing by x on both sides. Writing x on the outside gets me 3x and minus 4. Alright, so 3x minus, you can see once you get back to that part, you actually got it right there. Okay.